our Almighty God, Creator of heaven and earth, Father and lover of our soul, you sit on your throne of mercy and rule with your love and faithfulness. You are full of grace. We acknowledge your presence in our lives. Nothing is hidden in your eyes, even our challenges and struggles in life. We come to you with faith. We ask not only for our daily spiritual bread, but to seek your forgiveness and undeserving favor to heal our land, our family members, our friends and neighbors, even our enemies with COVID-19 and other diseases. Holy Spirit, help us to deepen our faith and see the opportunity to believe, obey, and worship. As we face this pandemic, you are Lord and God. Encourage us and change our hearts, not to fear, but to be full of hope and find ourselves praying and meditating your word. We believe no works of the enemy prosper to your children. Abba, Father, we believe that your Son Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. He is the truth and our salvation. Hear our prayers, O Lord, and most of all, not our will, but thy will be done. We pray this in Jesus' name, the name above all names, who was and is to come. Amen.
Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kantang tatak Pinoy. Kahit nasan ka man, kami ay mapapakinggan. Streaming worldwide, the future of radio in Manila, California, and Hong Kong. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program anchors and producers and do not necessarily reflect the policies and position of this station. Samahan na natin si Atty. Jai at DJ Gaur sa pagpapaunlad ng kalusugan sa katawan, isipan at espiritual. Ito ang Gopalakas! Gopalakas! Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide.
Payapang isipan, Gopalakas. Malinis na paligid, mabuting kalooban. Gopalakas, hangad na maglingkod sa kapwa't kaibigan. Gopalakas, alagaan natin si Inang Kalikasan. Halina Kalikasan, Gopalakas.
Maraming salamat po. Ayan, maraming salamat sa V81 Radio at isang magandang umaga po sa ating lahat, especially sa ating mga viewers and listeners. Welcome back to our show dito sa Gopalakas. Kamusta naman po kayo? Kamusta po ang inyong umaga? Kamusta po ang inyong araw? Sana po nakapagpahinga kayo ng maayos. At panibagong Sabado na naman po ito. Naku po, August 1 na po pala. Welcome na natin ang August 1, no? Ayan, so malapit ng Pasko. Diyos ko. Ilang araw na lang ba? So, hopefully you're doing fine. Lahat kayo, sana okay lang kayo. And panibagong Sabado na naman at panibagong topic na naman po. Ngunit itong topic na pag-uusapan natin, syempre maya-maya sasabihin natin napaka-relevant nito, especially ngayong COVID-19. So para masimulan itong programang ito, ay iimbitahan ko ang aking co-anchor, ang ating kaibigan na si Atty. Jai, no? Palakpakan naman natin si Atty. Jai. Ayan. Kamusta ka, Atty. Jai?
Good morning, Gaur. Good morning to the listeners. Okay naman. Ikaw, kamusta ka naman?
Ayos naman. Masarap ang tulog natin ngayon. Alam mo ba?
Maulan-ulan ngayon, no?
Sabi sa akin ni Ate Lisa, yung ating kaibigan, sabi niya, maulan-ulan ngayon. Sabi sa akin ni Ate Lisa, Gaur, kapag mag-show ka, huwag ka magpupuyat. Sabi sa akin. Matulog ka naman. Para paggising mo ng Sabado, fresh na fresh yung utak mo, maganda yung ano mo.
Para maniwala naman yung mga viewers.
Sabi niya sa akin, gawin mo sa umaga.
Na pinapractice natin ng ano.
Pinaalalahanan niya ako, kaya maraming salamat. Shoutout kay Ate Lisa. So ano namang masasabi mo, Atty. Jai, sa ating panibagong Sabado?
Wala naman idadagdag sa nasabi mo, lalo na sa ating mga viewers, no. Good rest is always part of the show, and our friends from La Union always reiterate that, lalo na si Tita Marisa, no. She said na quality rest is probably one of the best things you can do for your body. I'm paraphrasing, of course,
si
no.
Atty. Jai, o aking internet yun?
Baka internet mo, Gaur. Tech, can you confirm if you can hear me? Okay, so we're live. Yeah, for just to continue what I was saying kanina, no? Sa last week we were talking about overall wellness, and we had a guest who taught us a little bit about pressure points. Hopefully yung mga viewers natin practice this in the week that we were away. Ngayon, and we hope that you will continue to practice this. And we'd also
Yeah.
like to remind the listeners and the viewers that if you have any questions for the segment hosts or any of the guests while we have them on the show
Okay,
live, you
okay.
can ask. You can ask the questions then and there. If you don't ask them then and there, you can always like and follow our pages on any of the social media platforms and ask your questions there. We'll do our best to address them all. Now we have a few early risers, no? A few early risers and greeters to our program. Thank you for tuning in so early. I'm not sure if 10 a.m. is still early. But regardless, thank you for tuning in. Mr. Matt Resurrection, Kalindi Relova, and Prisni Potyan. Hello, good morning, and welcome to the show. Um, so can we show the program poster for today? So our viewers can see what we're talking about. So this episode, we're talking about compassion in COVID times. Now, wellness does not stop at yourself, at your individual self, but wellness should also extend to, your circles, your social circles, your family, and everything. So compassion breeds wellness, especially psychological, emotional, and spiritual wellness. Our friends from our other segments will discuss this in length later on. But before that, I think we should proceed to our news segment to see the latest and greatest from our favorite segment host, Miss Chandra Fulgencio Balagtas Fulgencio. I'm sorry. Chandra Fulgencio na lang. Tech, let's play our news.
Thank you so much, Attorney Jai. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat, sa mga nanonood ngayong umaga. Oo nga, August na, bagong buwan na naman. Napakabilis ng panahon, ano? And so for this morning's news, we will talk about the different acts of compassion dahil nga napakaganda ng ating episode theme, compassion, especially during this type of situation or yung pandemic, ika nga. So we know that many different acts of compassion, kindness, and kabayanihan are happening all over the world as we battle COVID-19. And maraming nangyayari behind closed doors, especially sa mga ospital at sa mga bahay-bahay na hindi natin alam. But some of it, nalalaman natin, and yun ang aking news for this morning. Last episode, nakwento ko sa aking segment nga na there was a group of cyclists who came together to help our frontliners by providing them with bicycles, especially nung simula pa lang ng ECQ. Wala silang masakyan, ano? So ayun, nagsama-sama sila, and they started this campaign or this advocacy of just getting together whoever owns bicycles and letting our frontliners use it for free. And so similarly, when environmental activist Jerry Arances saw a post on Facebook about two nurses begging for a ride home, hindi siya nag-hesitate. Kinontak niya yung dalawang nurse at he gave them a ride home. Sabi niya, aware naman siya dun sa risk kasi syempre ang ating mga nurses are exposed to many diseases, especially COVID-19. They could be possible carriers. Pero sabi niya rin na kung walang tutulong sa kanila, how can they help other people who are suffering because of the virus? And so nung gabing yon, pag uwi niya, after niya hinatid yung mga nurse, him and his friend, they organized what is called Oplan Hatid. And it called on drivers or those with private cars to volunteer and give stranded health workers a ride home. Another of this is actually security guard. Another story like this is a security guard, si Nico Gloriana, who works in a condominium in Mandaluyong City. So ang trabaho lang niya is actually to signal mga tao to stop, or lalabas na kotse sa drive noon. since the start of the quarantine, may naisip siya. Okay, so instead of having a firearm, he is armed, or he armed himself with a bottle of alcohol. So, and he signals all the people to stop and show them their hands. Tapos lalagyan niya yun ng alcohol. And yung mga humihinto, bibigyan niya sila ng alcohol to make sure, yun nga, that they keep their hands clean. Sabi niya, it's his small way of helping his kababayan to fight the disease. Hindi niya wino-worry na mauubusan siya ng alcohol. Nowadays, napaka-precious ng alcohol sa ating lahat. Ano? Sabi niya, sobrang liit lang na amount yon in terms of looking at it from helping more people be protected. And then, merong dalawang magkaibigan na 19-year-old, a 27-year-old, and because they wanted to lend a hand to those na talagang nangangailangan, sinimulan nila yung hashtag #My20Ako. And it is an initiative to lend support to anyone and everyone in need. Ayon kay Erica, one of the founders, sabi niya, the youth are seen as mere keyboard warriors. And we are often asked, ano ba ang bag mo? And ang sagot nga nila doon is, may 20 pesos ako. So with just 20 pesos, they collected 20 pesos from their friends and from the public, and they received overwhelming support. They were not only able to raise their initial goal of 2,000 pesos to buy and distribute hand sanitizers, pero na-channel nila lahat ng mga additional donations to buying food, drinks, personal protective equipment, and hygiene kits para sa mga kababayan natin. So, while the campaign started small, and these are all youths, they became bigger, and they were joined by youths aged 12 to 17 years old, and they were able to manage their scope, widen their scope of distribution because of the additional donations. And so, yung mga gantong acts of kindness, they just didn't start naman with COVID-19. Andyan na yan sa lahat ng tao. But yung pandemic, it gave us a space, and it gave us the permission to be compassionate. So in this morning's feature, we have invited to the show two people who also they felt that need to be able to help our kababayan. They couldn't just not do anything. And they were doing this even before the pandemic started. They were on the show na before, but we are welcoming them again. They are the owners of the very popular vegan restaurant and delivery service in Manila, Greenery Kitchen, and also volunteers of the Science of Identity Foundation Community Assistance for Responsible Existence, or SIFCARE, Edil and Ivy Villamor. Let's welcome them.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Maraming salamat at bumalik kayo ulit sa aming show. And sa mga hindi nakanood nung show, no, na kung saan kayo nag-guest before, could you tell us a bit more about why and how you got started with providing plant-based food options via Greenery Kitchen to our kababayans?
Yes. Good morning uli sa mga viewers, sa mga listeners. Greenery Kitchen was formed, or we started
Sa office ko yun eh.
yes, year 2007. So it started sa office ng wife ko, si Ivy. During those times sa bank, usually sa office, sabay-sabay kumakain yung mga office mates, di ba? Sabay-sabay nag-lunch out. Pero siya, hindi siya sumasabay kasi she has her own baon, own food. Nakikurious sila dahil alam nila, aware naman sila na plant-based si IV. So, why plant-based? Pero merong mga meaty na stuff like may sisig, may barbecue, may
Caldereta.
caldereta. So, Ivy, vegetarian ka, di ba? Bakit kumakain ka ng ng ganyan?
Hindi naman yun. Vegetable ka.
Oo. So, yun. She explained na those foods are all plant-based. Gawa ko lang sa bahay. Na niluluto ko lang sa bahay. So,
Just try.
parang nothing special lang talaga kasi usually pang lang parang panggulat lang din yung caldereta, yung sisig, pero most of the time puro ginisa lang yung yung niya.
Yung baon, oo.
Pero pag meron siyang mas special na food like caldereta, sisig, yun nga, nagtatanong sila bakit ganun. So, ayun, from
Tinatry
there,
nila.
out of curiosity, tinikman nila yung mga food ni Ivy hanggang sila na yung nakakaubos. Food ni Ivy. Tapos nahiya na lang sila. Mag-order na lang kaya tayo para matry din natin. Tapos di natin maubusan si Ivy. From there, nag-order sila, para siguro nag-pull sila ng order, mga office mates, mga 10, tapos naging 15, ganon. Tapos word of mouth sa mga office mates, sa mga kaibigan. Tumalo ng departments, ng ibang floors. Tapos, from there,
na, sa ibang building.
Before, hindi kami nag-advertise talaga. Ang nag-advertise for us is yung mga nakaka-try ng food.
By word of mouth lang.
Yes, sila yung nagpo-post sa social media, sa Facebook, sa IG. So, from there, medyo maraming nakarinig, nakakita na-curious na merong nag-exist na Greenery na ganitong product. Hindi pa Greenery Kitchen before, wala pa siya talagang pangalan eh. So, ayun.
Puro deliveries lang.
Yes, puro deliver. So,
kasi parang nahihirapan, naghahanap din yung mga tao, saan tayo kukuha, busy nga sila sa offices. So sabi ko, okay, we have to parang bring this goodness to their very own doorsteps and tables. So, hindi na sila maghanap ng iba.
yes. Tapos,
Madali na lang ba? Padaliin natin yung buhay ng mga tao.
yes. Kasi yung option ng mga tao before, rush yung pagkain. Rush na. So, they tend to eat sa mga fast foods. Sa mga fast food, yung mga food choices, we don't know kung paano proseso, kung paano ginagawa, paano niluluto. So
gusto namin lutong bahay.
Yes, So from there, dumami yung mga nag-order. Tapos siguro we ginawa namin for almost mga
ilang years din.
Ilang years. Tapos
4 years ago.
Oh yeah. Nag-set up kami ng
small
na
lang.
dine-in area. So
kasi sabi ko sa kanya, hinahanap ka na ng mga client mo. They need to see your face. And we need to talk with them already. So sabi ko, it's right time. It's already right time for you to show up.
So natakot naman ako kasi makita nila.
Ito pala yung itsura mo.
Yan. So, naging opportunity rin yung yung magkaroon kami ng dine-in. Opportunity to what? Opportunity to relate with our customers. Opportunity para maibigay sa kanila kung ano yung benepisyo nung pagkakaroon ng plant-based diet. Yung pagkakaroon ng buhay na ganito, yung wala kang na-harm, wala kang nasasaktan para lang kumain.
Yeah, and then
nagsimula ka ba, Edil, as a plant-based already? I mean, paano nagsimula yon?
Yeah. Actually, year 2000, nag-start ako mag plant-based diet. Siguro college days. So,
college days. We grew up with meat eating naman.
Yeah,
kasi yun yung yung kinagisnan talaga natin ngayon.
Yun nga, dahil kinagisnan natin, kinalakihan natin yung pagkain ng mga karne. So, kasabay nung pag-grow natin, paglaki, pagtanda, kasabay nung kultura na yon, nakita rin natin yung mga nagkakasakit.
Yes.
Yung mga nagkakasakit.
Mga family members
natin. Yes.
So,
Parang may mga cousins ako, may mga relatives ako, early 40s, they die. Kasi yung ano,
Yung
yung
lifestyle.
lifestyle, yung manner ng diet. So, nagkaroon ako sa sarili ko rin na sabi ko, I don't want to experience this situation. Parang mga bata pa may mga sakit na. Nung nag-start ako mag plant-based diet, na experience ko yung ano, yung difference nung meat eating tsaka sa ano sa plant-based. So mas magaang, mas madaling natutunaw yung food eh. Tapos ah, yung sistema mo sa katawan parang
Nako-correct.
yes, so
And
tapos
then,
meron ako before na ano, skin allergy.
yes.
Konting kain ko lang ng mga seafoods or ng karne, namamantal ako. Kahit sa loob ng katawan ko, parang di ako
We
makahinga.
could see him before.
Hmm.
A lot of
Oo,
rashes sa face.
Oo. Parang may mapa ako lagi sa mukha. Pero nung wala na akong meat sa katawan, nalinis na yung siguro, nalilinis yung sistema, mas ano, nawala na yung allergy ko. Ayun.
Yeah, it's really nice. Ako personally, magaang eh. So, mas madali kang gumalaw. Mas marami kang nagagawang trabaho.
Mhm.
Yes, tsaka
Mhm.
Yung feeling na you're already at peace,
Yes.
magaang sa loob kasi you don't have to kill somebody just to nourish your body and satisfy the taste buds,
yes.
yung fleeting lang naman yung gusto mo, pero yung effect ng plant-based mas matagal. Sabi nga, di ba,
Hmm.
ng gulay pampahaba ng buhay. So we're trying to live in it.
Yes, in-extend niya
Yes.
rin yung compassion sa ano,
Yes.
sa mga ibang living entity, sa
Yeah.
ibang
Mhm.
form ng buhay. So,
Respect for life.
yes, yung mga animals, meron din silang feelings. Meron din silang urge para mabuhay.
Yeah, they have the right to live. We are
Yes.
all residents of this planet.
Yes.
So
Para lang masayahan yung yung dila natin o yung katawan natin. Kailangan natin kunin yung isang member ng family nung animal. So,
Mhm.
parang personally, I don't wanna happen this sa akin. Yung mawawalan ka ng isang member.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Parang
Mhm.
kainin lang. Ayan.
Mm. So through this, the avenue of Greenery Kitchen na at ano na talaga, nasi-share nyo, no, itong advocacy nyo of
Yes.
compassion.
Yes,
Not just limiting it to ourselves, but also to others. And of course, yung environment. So that's really, really nice. So let's go to the next kasi I understand that because of this compassion or that you have started through Greenery Kitchen, na-apply nyo rin siya during the pandemic. Siyempre,
Yeah.
yung business nyo naapektuhan yan with the ECQ. Diba? So, tell us, Ivy, what you did.
Nag-close lahat eh, 'di ba? Lockdown tayo, okay. Pati businesses walang nag-open eh. Pati GK closed din, how many weeks din 'yon. Pero alam mo yung feeling na the whole world is in a war. What can you do? Our frontliners are ito yung mga soldiers din sila eh. And they get wounded as well. They get tired and all. Anong gagawin natin? We're locked down. We cannot be confined in this house without doing anything. Kahit maliit lang ba? So, I look around, what do I have? Yun naman yung una eh. So, what do I have na pwede kong i-share? So, meron nga pala akong GK. Ayan. So, we have the facility. Kaso that time, close. Kaya wala tayong finances. Pero good friends came to help. One of them are si Ina Lee of Bucha Mama, and then Trixie Angeles, the Chief Community Builder of Digital Nomads Makati. They contributed, and other individuals as well. So, and Greenery Kitchen had this project, pay it forward, people can buy our stuff, and then the profit of that goes to the project of giving plant-based meal. Ngayon, tanong, paano tayo lalabas? Napakahirap that time na lumabas kasi yung transportation, wala lahat. pag wala kang pass, hindi ka rin makakalabas. So it so happen na we know a good friend of ours, Casey Candelaria Lapus, of Daniel's Choice, all the way from Cavite, who has this powerful ID, IATF ID, so I called her. Kasi nagdi-distribute din siya ng food sa sa iba't ibang hospitals. So sabi ko, friends, baka we have this little project, baka you can help us naman deliver this food to our beneficiary hospital. So hindi siya nagdalawang isip eh. Sabi ko nga sa kanya, with great powers came great responsibility as well, di ba? Sabi ko, gano'n. So, hindi siya nag-hesitate. Yeah, so with great ID comes great responsibility there. And then we pulled another friend, Ronnie, of Vegan Strong Philippines. They are both from Manila Vegans and Vegan Strong Philippines. They are athletes actually, Spartan athletes. So they are really in good shape. But of course, we parang had a meeting what and how we will do about this because we don't want you to get exposed. So they agreed. Casey naman, she has experience already of distributing. So and then I talked with my friend, doctor. Ito kapartido ko to way back high school. Ngayon, doctor na siya, si Dr. Obdin. Sabi ko, how are you doing there? Are you eating well? Kasi yun naman talaga yung una nating tanong. Sabi niya, kasi close down yung mga walang food choices. Ang hirap kumain, 12 hours straight ang trabaho. So just imagine how rushed they are. Tapos kung meron lang silang break time, talagang very limited lang. So walang time para mag-prepare ng food or go out and choose food. So sabi ko, okay, we have some here, a little project of ours, food, kaso plant-based. And this one, plant-based for sure. We need to kasi boost our immune system so we can be at par with the virus. We cannot just wait for the
Vaccine.
a miracle, a vaccine to come up already at the moment, wala pa. So ito ino-offer namin plant-based food para at least man lang makatulong kahit konti dito sa pandemic crisis na hinaharap natin lahat, hindi lang kayo. So he accepted, and it so happened also he's from Pader's Taguig District Hospital, and then yung wife niya is on duty sa Santa Ana Hospital. So we had two hospitals na nabigyan namin ng plant-based meal. And Ronnie, Casey, and Rolly Duran helped us in the delivery. Yes. And then, hindi lang sa hospital kami nakapag-distribute. We raised money as well para makapagbigay naman ng immediate relief. Kasi during that time, wala pa yung ayuda eh. Lahat tayo nag-aantay ng ayuda from the government eh. Ang daming tao sa streets. Wala pa silang food. So sabi ni Edil, let's buy sacks of rice, and then yun muna yung ibigay natin. So okay, and then Edil went out. It was during his birthday actually. 'Di ba, Dad?
Yes. Yan nga, nag-raise kami ng money, nag-buy kami ng rice, tapos nirepack namin, nag-prepare kami ng pack meal din.
Pack meals.
Wow.
Yes.
Muffins, ganyan.
Yes. During my birthday, lumabas ako, namigay kami ng rice. So,
hindi namin kilala yung mga tao, di rin namin sila kilala kami, hindi rin kami kilala. So it doesn't matter.
Right.
We're just there to help.
Lumabas kami.
Right.
Pumunta kami sa mga, actually, malapit pa lang sa labas nung area namin. Ang dami ng
Nangangailangan.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Even not going out, nakikita mo na sa mga news yung mga nahihirapan sa sitwasyon.
Right.
So,
Tama.
nakakalungkot, actually nakakaiyak yung sitwasyon nila. So, ayun nga, dahil alam ko rin kung paano yung feeling nun, dahil I grew up with parang the same with them. Hindi naman kami mayaman. Kahit naman nga, hindi naman kami mayaman. Nararamdaman ko kung paano yung sitwasyon nila ngayon. So, Yun nga, lumabas kami, namigay kami ng kung ano yung kaya naming maipamigay. Namigay kami ng rice, ng mga foodstuffs, namigay kami ng pandesal.
Yeah, may mga
Mm.
ano nga din may mga unknown donors na kumontak din sa amin and they instructed us, gawa kayo ng pandesal. We will give this to the militaries, the police station outside
Checkpoints.
sa mga
Wow.
checkpoints sa UN Avenue. We don't know kung sino yung mga
Mm.
beneficiaries, pero we knew exactly na these people came to us kasi
They trust
they
us.
trusted us
Mm.
for some reason. I don't know. Pero
Hmm.
alam mo, lumalabas talaga yung mga tao na gustong tumulong. And they're
Right,
just
right.
looking for an avenue to reach out other people. So,
Mm.
yeah, and even PGH, naka-reach din kami dyan. So, those are just some of the activities that outreach that we had. So,
Wow.
those are from June to July
Mhm.
no, from March
March
to May.
April.
Yun yung mga ginagawa lang namin. So parang busy din kami, no? Lockdown tapos
Wow.
busy ka.
Yes,
Masaya yun,
it
masaya
helps
yun.
us
Mm.
kasi hindi kami yung
Idle.
yes,
Tama,
kasi
Baka
tama,
mapraning
tama.
kami lalo pagka
maraming
hindi ka
tao na
gumawa ng kung
na
ano.
na-stress, na-depress kasi wala
Right.
silang magawa. So nakatulong sa amin yung outreach na yon para maging active pa rin.
Yes.
Dahil nasa capability nyo rin tumulong, tumulong naman
Actually,
talaga kayo. Oo.
a little lang, pero
Mm.
if yung mga tao,
Collective
effort yun kasi
Mm.
we have the
Tama.
capacity, we don't have the fund, paano mangyayari? Pero so people came to us, give something of what they have, regardless how
Mm.
little it is, it goes a long way.
yeah.
Tama,
So
tama.
kami, we can cook, some can finance, some can deliver. So it's a group effort.
Right.
Parang let's vote in, parang ganon.
Masaya kasi
Galing.
yes, masaya kasi yung
Camaraderie, yung
yes,
friendship.
Bayanihan.
Nararamdaman
Yes,
mo yung mga tao na na
gusto talaga nila
gustong
tumulong.
tumulong. Minsan
Right, right.
nako-corner lang kasi sila ng situation Pero
Mhm.
pagka nila talaga mag-reach out din talaga sila.
Yeah.
Doon
So,
yes. Doon nakakabilib yung Pilipino, no? In times when it's needed most, yung spirit of bayanihan really comes out. Ayun yung sinasabi nating compassion, no? Mm.
yeah, very natural.
Natural sa parang sa isang
Tao
tao
to help.
yung
Mm.
pagiging compassionate
Mm.
niya.
Yeah. Tapos
Right.
come June, June, July, we just actually, we already partnered with Science of Identity Foundation, Rhythm Foundation, and QI
QI.
group of companies. So
Mhm.
natuloy yung feeding program for the
Hospital.
health frontliners from Pateros District Hospital. So, yun, twice a week
For 2
for
months.
8 weeks, 2 months, bale. So, 16 food deliveries in total. So, a friend of ours, Lali, prepared the quotes, inspiring quotes that we put on the lunch box
Yes.
para happy meal naman sila
Yes,
when they read the quotes. Hindi lang, we don't just nourish the body, but also their hearts and minds as well, that somebody cares, and please continue to serve. So, there. And then, our whole household helped, the Greenery kitchen team helped preparing. So basically, we did all our parts. So here are our dear frontliners who had who are the beneficiaries of the project, and they are very thankful that they had received this, they appreciated
Yes.
the effort, even how small. Actually, sabi ko, maliit lang po tong bagay kumpara sa ginagawa nyo po na araw-araw na kinakaharap nyo yung virus. So, maliit na bagay lang po to. And here are some quotes to nourish them. Care in service, healing, and kindness. There's one quote, authored by our very own CEO, Ma'am Soki Bismarck. Sabi niya, caring for others is pleasing to the Lord. Offer all your sacrifices to Him with love and devotion. So, pag nabasa to ng somebody who's really doing the service, di ba?
Yes.
They're
Mabubusog
giving
na
hope.
sila.
Yes.
Yung ano nila, mabuboost pa yung urge
Spirits.
nila, spirits nila para magtrabaho pa,
Yeah.
para
Mhm.
gawin kung ano yung dapat nilang gawin.
Yes, hindi lang busog sa tiyan, busog sa puso, ano.
Yeah.
Napakaganda. Okay, so kagaya nga na-mention kanina ni Attorney Jai, na lumalabas talaga yung spirit ng Filipino, no, in terms of helping others during mga crisis times, and dyan nga tayo nakakapag reach out. And so may mga tao talaga na gusto nilang tumulong, hindi nila alam paano tumulong. What are the other programs that Self-Care has, Ivy and Edil, for the next few months pa, kasi hindi pa nga tapos ang pandemya, no?
Malayo-layo pa yung tatahakin natin. So, magkakaroon tayo din ng relief giveaways sa La Union. It's bigas and some beans. La Union and Iloilo. So, whoever are tuned right now, if you want to help, can you please contact us at SIF as at SIF Care. Here's our hotline, 0917-517-2273, or you can contact us through our website, sifcare.org, and email us at info@sifcare.org. And you can also follow us, like and share, facebook.com/sifcare.
Yes.
Ayan, maraming salamat, and maraming salamat sa mga taong katulad ninyo, na who really cannot sit back and just not do anything. And through your efforts of Greenery Kitchen, you're sharing the benefits of plant-based food and compassion to all living beings. So maraming salamat for joining us, Ivy and Edil.
Magpapasalamat din kami sa lahat ng tumulong
Yes,
para
lahat.
magawa tong effort na ito.
Yes, marami kayo, mahirap isa-isahin. Kahit yung maliliit lang, it goes a long way. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you.
Alright.
Kayo palagi.
Stay
Kayo
safe.
din, stay safe. Oo, stay safe and well. Bye-bye. So ayan,
Wow.
Attorney Jai, thank you for stepping in kanina for me.
That's no
Nawala yung
problem.
internet ko.
Nakakataba ng puso yung kwento nila, no? The spirit, what I was talking about kanina, the Filipino bayanihan spirit. Actually, the essence really is compassion, no? And it's very apparent in the efforts of Greenery Kitchen and the people who channeled their help through them. It reminds me of a quote by a great teacher, and I'm paraphrasing this, but he said, help, but if you can't help directly, but if you can't help directly, you help those who are helping directly.
Yes.
And that way, you're still part of the effort. You're still contributing to the solution. So, Chandra, at this point, I'll just like to greet some of our viewers na kanina pang naka-tune in, no? Si Gopalakas says, good morning. Hello, good morning. Si Elenet Di Makulangan says, good morning. Hello. Mike Rex says, good morning. Irwin Resurrection, all the way from Australia, says, mabuhay kayo. Mabuhay ka rin, Sir Irwin. For our listeners and viewers, if you want to reach Ivy and Edil, you can reach them either on Sifcare or on their social media platforms.
For Greenery Kitchen.
Greenery Kitchen. At this point, I think, unless you have anything else to add, Chandra?
Nothing else for me, Jai. Thank you so much.
All right. To our listeners and viewers, we'll take a short break and then we'll resume our program with our segment Living Wise. Don't tune out. Stay here and see you in a bit.
Pangkalusugan, pangkalikasan, Gopalakas. Haribo ni Tagore, Haribo. Haribo ni Tagore, Haribo.
Gaur, welcome
Magandang
back.
umaga. Ayan, nangyari sa atin kanina.
Hindi ka na naman
Sa akin,
nagbayad ng internet mo eh.
oo nga eh, oo nga eh. Ganyan talaga. Pero despite ng mga nangyayari sa atin, napakaswerte na natin, di ba? Dahil tuloy-tuloy ang programa and nandyan ka, maraming salamat sa iyo. Sobrang actually hanggat nag-aayos ako ng internet dito, pinapakinggan ko yung interview kay Ma'am Ivy and yung usapan nyo nila Ma'am Chandra.
Yes.
Nakakataba rin na ng puso. In that way na malaman mo lang kung ano yung nangyayari, kung ano yung ginagawa ng mga kaibigan natin. Compassion yun eh, di ba? And this activity that we're doing to share these insights to the audience, to our listeners, to our viewers, compassion din yan, di ba?
Of course,
Oo,
of course.
diba?
Kasi
Sobrang
tayo,
ano
tayo
yun eh.
ngayon, tayo ngayon ang nagre-report nung mabubuting gawain ng mga ibang tao para ma-inspire naman ang mga listeners at viewers natin paano makatulong in their own way. And I'm sure, if you don't have the opportunities available to some of the people helping directly, our friends from Living Wise can discuss how you can help others in your own small way.
Yeah.
And even help members of your family, ganon, or help yourselves.
Yan. So wag na natin patagalin, kaya nga nabanggit yun eh. Kasi
Yeah.
i-discuss ng mga segment host natin yung iba't ibang klase ng compassion, yung definition nito, and how we can help in any way. So wag na natin patagalin. Let's welcome our friends from the segment of Living Wise.
Pwedeng hinaan, konting-konti lang.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning to
Hi.
everybody.
I think finally, dito sa amin sa Region 1, we hope to experience more rain right now.
Pinagdadasal mo na.
Oo, kasi alam niyo, ang ating mga magsasaka sa mga upland areas ay hindi pa rin makapagtanim ng palay. Ngayon may isa akong kausap kanina na siya ay isang tribal leader na babae, no? Elderly. And she was saying to me na kung pwedeng makahiram ng, o kaya tulungan sila sa kanilang water needs. Kasi doon sa aking bukirin, sa tuktok to ng bundok we built an impounding, water impounding, just so that we can plant crops. Alam nyo, climate change ngayon But anyway, bago natin pag-usapan itong mga bagay na to, nais ko pong batiin ang ating mga tagapakinig sa iba-ibang lugar, panig ng ating kamunduhan, di ba?
Yes.
Tapos gusto kong batiin ang aming mahal na governor, si Governor Pacoy Ortega, na inimbitahan ko siya. Sana siya ay nakikinig. Tapos ang ating mga ibang isang nabigyan ko ng congratulation si General Gapay. Siya ay magiging bagong Chief of Staff ng ating AFP, no? And kasi ano ko siya congratulations sa kanya dahil siya ay dati naming kadete. Dati ko siya
sa PMA.
Sa PMA, yung siya ay kadete, no?
Mabait na tao.
Mabait na tao to. At least titingnan na lang sa kanyang, siya ay kumbaga na pag-usapan natin yung compassion. Siya isang talagang kumbaga well-decorated na warrior. Pero makikita mo rin yung parte niya na siya nga ang isa sa mga high-ranking generals noon na always concerned sa mga kabuhayan. Hindi siya naniniwala basta sa pagdirigma lang.
Oo.
Nakikita niya yun, naintindihan niya yung needs ng tao na wala namang gusto ng gulo sa totoo lang.
True.
Siya naintindihan niya yung punto na yun. Kaya ang mga programa niya, marami siyang programa na community-based na tinutulungan nila yung mga tao. Kahit saan siya madistino, ganun ang nagiging kanyang gawain.
Swerte
very
natin,
good.
meron tayong mabait na
Hopefully,
Compassionate.
leader.
Oo.
maibigay siya sa atin habang hindi rin siya magtatagal as Chief of Staff. Pero at least, hopefully, what little time he can give. Itong aspect na to ang sana maganda niyang i-share. Na nakikita natin ng ating mga sundalo at police, no matter what, mahirap din yung kanilang ginagawa at inaasahan sila dito sa ating pandemya na to na yung sakripisyo nila na napapakita rin. Tapos yung ating mga, siyempre yung sa medical field, ang laking bagay ng kanilang ginagawa. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. So anyway, umpisa natin itong living wise natin. Siyempre, yung ating pagdating sa wisdom. Kailangan natin marinig.
Mag-share muna ako ng isang kanta na ang title po ay Swans Drink Nectar. At ipapalabas po natin yung video nitong kantang ito. So, Miguel, please play our
another
song.
song.
Yes, yes.
Like the swans which drink only the nectar of the blooming lotus flowers, the liberated souls drink only at the fountain of transcendental love. They never try to find happiness in the world of dualities and stress. Never seek to be higher than the rest. They taste out of this world sweetness. Like the swans which drink only the nectar of the blooming lotus flowers, the liberated souls drink only at the fountain of transcendental love, transcendental love, transcendental love, transcendental love. The liberated souls drink only at the fountain of transcendental love.
Okay.
Ganda.
Yan yung song na when we think about it, no, we're talking about compassion. Saan ba nanggagaling ang compassion? Yung compassion kasi is defined as yung a person feeling that they have to do something when they see the suffering of others. They feel sad when they see others suffering. So, this compassion actually, ang pinakaugat po nito ay pagmamahal or spiritual love. And this spiritual love is nasabi natin, the liberated souls drink from the fountain of transcendental love or spiritual love. Na ito yung pinanggagalingan ng desire natin or actions to help others is this love. Ngayon, when I was young, I was always hearing about love God, love others. And sabi ko, I want to love others. Sabi pa nga, love your enemies.
Oo.
Di ba?
Not just anyone, ha? Pati si
Enemies.
enemy. Oo.
Tapos sabi ko, sandali, wala yata akong nararamdaman sa puso ko. Parang, I couldn't feel anything that yung sabihin mo na, yung natatouch ka or naiiyak ka pag nakikita mo nagsusuffering others. And later in life, when I met my teacher, Jugad Guru, he explained that you should not fake it. Yung pala, kailangan i-accept mo yung condition mo kung hindi ka pa nakaka-experience ng real love in your heart, no? And there's no such thing as it's not good for us to try to imitate others or try to squeeze love, try to squeeze tears, from your eyes when you hear a sad story about the suffering of others. So this is we are in a condition or that we may not have yet this spiritual love, this transcendental love. And fortunately, I learned also na may process pala to be able to cultivate transcendental love, to be able to develop spiritual love. And this is through the process of meditation. So, hindi naman hopeless na wala kang pagmamahal sa iba na, sige, ganito na lang ako. Wala na lang akong pakialam. No, there's a process and it's by nature we really need to love and we have this tendency to love. And we are loved. We are loved by the Supreme Person, loved very much unconditionally. So, it's very inspiring at this moment kasi na people want to have love and they have feel a security. And we just need to understand that there is a way by which you can feel happiness in our life. And although noon, talagang siguro hard-hearted talaga eh. Pero kayo, konti nag-i-improve ng konti. Okay? So, there is still a long process to go through to mature spiritually. And this is something in grow in compassion, to grow in love for God and to grow in love for others. Kasi magkadugtong yung love for God and love for others. We cannot just be saying, okay, I love others. Because love comes from a source. The source is the fountain. Kumbaga, saan yung fountain na yon? That is the Supreme Person. He is the ocean of love. He is the source of all love. So we have to connect with the source of love and to be able to experience love in our hearts and this love that we can also share with others. So it's a very scientific, kumbaga, it's a very ancient process of how to be able to grow in love for God and for others and have compassion. And also, I'd like to add that when we grow more in connection with the source, with God, we also develop the wisdom. Kasi mahirap yung tumulong, iniisip na, gusto kong tumulong sa iba. Pero hindi ko alam kaya mag-experiment na lang ako. Okay? Kasi sabihin ng iba, oh yeah, we're trying to save humanity, but they are doing the wrong things. No? Just like sometimes there's a person who wants to help you, tulungan ka niya. Sige ma'am, ako na magbubuhat ng bagahe mo. Ako na. Tapos tatapakan yung paa mo. Tapos sumabog yung package mo o kaya bigla kang nabunggo or whatever. So without this knowledge, ang hirap, di ba? So there are people who are trying to help others, but we need wisdom to be able to actually do the right thing for people at the right time. And so basically speaking, wisdom is very important. And this wisdom will not only guide us, but this will also anchor us. Kumbaga, meron tayong grounding. Meron akong nabasang news na sa ospital ng Maynila, there's so many the frontliners are having a hard time kasi wala nang beds, they're turning away patients and sometimes dead on arrival, dumadating mga 5 people a day, 4 people a day dead on arrival. And they'll hear the stories of the patients na this is the 6th hospital. This is the 5th hospital I've been to. We've been turned away.
Yes.
And you know yung frontliners ang sabi nga nung senior doctor, they're very young. They want to help everybody.
Oo.
And yet they experience yung restriction that they can't help everybody. So basically, ang ano natin, when material resources run out or where we're lacking in material resources, there's still help that we can give, and this is on a spiritual level. And that if we look at the example, I mean, Jesus Christ came to the world. He distributed the greatest help for everybody. He did not give anything material, but his help actually brought life to people and brought guidance and happiness to their life. Until now, people are very much listening to his teachings and reading his teachings for strength.
Practicing his teaching.
Practicing his
Yes,
teachings.
yes, that's the most
There are many
important.
people in the world who are very much
Yeah.
influenced by his example being in the world. There was a question nga ng isang ating viewer na ano daw kasi doon sa kanta nga, napakaganda, asking what is a liberated person. Siyempre, ang ehemplo natin ang Jesucristo. Siya ay nandito sa mundo na to, yet hindi siya na-touch ng mga trappings of the world. He was basically focused in his mission. And ang daming ganyang uring tao, hindi lang siya. Kasi pinakita niya yung ehemplo kung paano maging successful sa ganito
Yes.
sa process, no?
Yeah.
Where ang pinakatugon niya, mahalin ang ating Panginoon, bigay buong puso, buhay natin, i-offer natin sa Kanya. Tapos, siyempre, pag meron tayong nadama natin itong pagmamahal ng unconditional love ng Diyos Ama sa atin, natural tayo, magkakaroon tayo ng second na sinasabi ni Jesucristo, mahalin natin ang kapwa-tao. And go beyond that too. Di ba? Maraming factors kung paano magmahal at magpakita ng pagmamahal sa tao. Pero ang pinakamalalim na pagmamahal talaga yung pagdating sa ang isang tao na liberated nga siya, kumbaga na-release siya dun sa shackle ng material. So, he's able to show the path of a liberated soul to everybody, the path of spiritual life.
He's free from material contamination, free from material attachments, material na ambitions and desires. Kumbaga, ang focus niya is on the transcendental nga. So, liberated, free. You're free. You have the freedom already that you're tasting love for God, love for others. So that is what the song is all about. At saka nakita nyo, merong lotus flower. Courtesy po ng Sir Tobian from Lotus Valley Farm. And the example of being able to rise from all the material miseries, no? Yun din ang example ng liberated soul. Siya ay umaangat. Hindi siya natatouch ng material stress and dualities. Okay. So yun po ang ano natin for this today's wisdom section ng segment natin. So I'll turn over the
sa ating maraming salamat Tita Socorro, but for our viewers, please take note na meron tayo sa outline natin. Nasa screen yan for kung meron mga tanong. Please don't hesitate to ask questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, okay. So I want to thank, all these compassionate individuals, just like Ivy and Edil who were on earlier, because it's really not that, it's actually rare to find such individuals who can go beyond their own lives and try to touch others and help them in their suffering, to relieve this suffering. When we hear about people suffering, di ba, andyan yung mga LSI, they're stranded, nandyan yung mga nagugutom, yung may sakit, and even those who are dying, it's very easy to say, kawawa naman sila, di ba? Kaya lang that's easy to say, but to actually get out of your comfort zone,
to do something,
to actually do something, to help others, that takes a lot more, di ba? Lalo na itong ating mga frontliners and people like sila Edil nga, they're not really frontliners, but they go out there, they expose themselves to the possibility of getting sick. just to go and help. Actually, each of us every day, we're free individuals in the sense that we can choose. Shall I just hide at home and, not get exposed, not help anybody? Or will I do something to help somebody? Kahit tong frontliners natin, sabihin natin, they took an oath na dapat nandun sila. Pero still, di ba, you have a choice every single moment na ayoko na dito, takbo na ako, this is too scary for me, too stressful, paano yung pamilya ko, But every day, these frontliners, they choose to be there. They choose to, face the whole problem. All the time. Hindi mahirap, hindi madaling magsuot yung mga PPE nila. Diyos ko, ang init-init nun.
At
Ano?
saka alam mo,
Yung wearing the mask,
mahirap.
just continues wearing the mask.
But
Just the
also,
mask.
one of the greatest challenges is pag nakikita nila nagsasuffer yung pasyente
Oh,
or going through death and everything, ano yung sa mental mo tsaka emotional, yung nakikita mo everyday merong namamatay.
yes, and
It's not very easy.
And di ba they have to do the triage, no? They have to decide, okay, ito, mamamatay na to, I better give help to this one or this one. Di ba they have to choose? Imagine to have that choice. It's hard, yeah. It's scary to make these choices. So, I really, really thank each one of you who are there all the time to help all of us. I know you're not superhuman, and I know you go through hardship, and somehow or other you're able to continue. Alam nyo, we're also praying for you.
Yes.
Yeah. But teka, what about us, like me, senior citizen, the young ones. And the young ones, we're stuck at home, di ba? We can't go out. Pero we can still help, because we're not as brave or as able, pero kasi now is the time all of us have to really help each other, compassion is really so necessary now because we all have to cooperate. So all those of us who are, have to be at home, I don't think that it's like there's still something we can do. And what is it? It's to cooperate, to contribute, because if we fight this, we're not following what we
Yeah.
should be doing, nakakadagdag tayo sa problema ng
Yes.
mga frontliners. So,
Yes.
as people who are, stuck at home, we should understand that our role is also to make it so that we don't add to the spread of this disease. Hindi naman mahirap magsuot ng mask Hindi naman ganun kahirap to stay home, di ba? In fact, you're in the comfort of your home. Gusto mong kumain, kain ka. Gusto mong pumunta sa banyo, pwede. These guys are in their PPEs. Wow, even if they want to go to the bathroom, they can't just, wait, I'm gonna go to the banyo, take out all my PPE. No, They have to really stay there.
Some
and
of them are wearing diapers.
they have to
They
na,
have
no?
to, hindi ba?
Oo.
Para hindi na mapigilan, they have to stay on
Yes,
duty
oo.
and everything.
And I'm sure ang dami sa kanila, lipasan ka ng gutom. Like, buti na nga sila, Ivy, they're sending food, no? But even if the food is there, sometimes they can't just eat, di ba?
Yeah.
Because they have to, they have their time to be with the patients, yeah? So, those of us who are stuck at home, let's not complain anymore. And let's follow. Let's help, Kasi when we're pasaway, we go out there, mahawa pa tayo, makahawa pa tayo, dadami yung pasyente.
Dagdag tayo sa problema.
Yes, imbis na nakakatulong tayo. Tiny acts lang yung hinihingi sa atin. Magmask, maghugas ng kamay, stay home, lalabas ka lang kung kailangan talaga. Maliliit lang yan na bagay. Alagaan natin sarili natin so we don't get sick. That's actually so little ask of us, no? Compared to what these frontliners are going through. So please, mag-cooperate tayo. Let's be considerate, and thereby in that way, we're also being compassionate, no? We need to all help each other with our consideration, our cooperation and all that. We'll get over this.
There are other aspects that sometimes we have to broaden our perspective dito. Just because we're senior doesn't mean we'll be limited in what we can share.
Oh, yeah.
Alam nyo, pag may senior, ibig sabihin niyan, he's lived a full life and he has different experiences sa kanyang buhay. And providing information right now, you don't have to expose yourself elsewhere. May mga teknolohiya, may Zoom, may things, or may
Just like
Facebook,
this show.
you know, you
Yes,
can
just
actually
like the
share
show.
so much of the information that you have. Kasi unang-una,
The wisdom gained from
right,
experience.
may
Oo.
experience ng tao. Ngayon, titingnan natin, you know, this crisis that we are faced with, itong pandemya, it is not just, kaya nga pandemya, it means world eh.
Mm-mm.
Hindi lang siya epidemic na
Widespread.
nakalimit sa isang, o outbreak sa isang maliit na bayan, sa isang region ng bansa. Ngunit ito ay buong mundo. Ngayon, ang pagkaintindi ng isang tao dapat nito, the experience that we're going through right now, the difficulty and the struggles that our society is faced with. Sa talino ng tao, saka sa kaalaman natin, dapat ang mga solution na we have to put forward are solution that has a sustainable impact on our lives.
Long-term
On
na.
the long term.
Mm-mm.
Nakita natin yung short-term impact nito na, pag ikaw ay nakatira sa syudad, if we live in the city, and we base ourselves sa syudad, we can see how such pandemics will impact
Ang
your
hirap.
future,
Mm-mm.
yung future ng tao. So, isang bagay na pwede natin gawin, o dapat we have to try and embrace this. Alam niyo yung going back to basics, palagi ko na ibabanggit ito eh.
Oh, we can talk about that next
Kadalasan
time.
naman, ano ba yung back to basics?
Oo.
Meron akong ikikwento, no? Meron akong kilala. Siya ay, kumbaga, he worked all his life to gain what he has, yung success niya. Kilala na siya. He works for government in a high position this very day. And he was very successful in different fields of his work,
Mhm.
Siyempre ito, nakikita mo sa trapping ng kanyang buhay, he likes collecting Mercedes cars eh. Yung yaman niya, doon niya, yung kanyang, kumbaga, yung vision niya, gano'n. Ngayon, kamakailan, nakita ko siya, nako, nasa Facebook, nagpa-picture doon sa kanyang bagong koleksyon. Siyempre, kahit na minsan nakikita mo ito isang tao exposure sa maraming bagay, sa gobyerno nga, ang taas na posisyon niya. Tapos, siyempre sa panahon na to, huwag kang maglalabas ng mga ganun na sitwasyon. Kasi parang nakakahiya ba naman? Di ba? Parang, di yata tama yun sana man lang. Okay, sana next time mo na lang yun, kung yung panahon ay nasa tamang anyo. Ngayon, meron naman ako isang kilala. Kanya naman, successful na businessman naman siya. Alam mo, kamakailan, sabi niya sa akin, alam mo, yung nababa ng konti yung ECQ, naging GCQ. He took the opportunity to go out to the countryside because this past years, he's been investing. You know, pero hindi niya tinitake seriously masyado yung kanyang investment sa mga countryside activity. Alam niyo kanyang ginawa kamakailan? Sabi niya sa akin, nag-text siya. Alam mo, now the government is trying to print new money. During a pandemic, medyo tayo yung mag-iingat sa mga ganitong gawain. Baka hindi rin makakatulong sa anyo ng tao yan sa pananaw. Kasi kung ikaw ay may investments o mayroon kang naging puhunan dahil sa naging successful ka sa naging hanap buhay mo, sabi niya, ang pinaka-importante na lagay mo yung investment mo, kung ano man ang napuhunan mo, ilagay mo, ibalik mo sa lupa.
Oh, yun. Yan,
Ibig sabihin nun,
magaling.
at
Oo.
saka magtanim tayo ng maraming puno.
Uy, maganda.
Sabi ko, okay, kasama tayo dyan, magtutulungan tayo. Kaya sabi niya sa akin, sige. At saka kagandahan nun, yung naibanggit ko alam niyo, pag yung investment mo sa lupa, sa farm, outside of the city, makakatulong ka sa kapwa mong tao.
Compassion rin yan.
Yan.
Definitely.
Pang mahabang
Oo.
panahon yung tulong mo. Kasi,
Compassion.
alam niyo, magtanim kayo ng puno, ano ibibigay yan? Napakarami.
Napakadami.
Tubig, hangin, pagkain,
Gamot.
sound environment,
Oo.
gamot, nandyan lahat yan eh.
Oo.
Tsaka, looking into the future of things, you have to consider certain things. Like this person nga, sabi niya, I told many of my successful businessman friends, ngayon sila, namumroblema sila na, wow, first, sisweldohan nila kasi lalaki ng kampanya nila eh. They have to give salary to their workers. But how long can we sustain this?
Oo nga. Yes.
And then sooner or later, we will either lay out our, magle-lay off na sila ng tao nila. And how else? Siyempre, alam mo, sa mga malalaking hanap buhay na yan, mas lalo if your worker has been working for you for many years,
Yeah, hindi mo
Pamilya mo
basta
na yan eh.
ano,
Parang sa
you can't just lay them off.
so masama ang loob mo. Pero just to make it so the business will survive, ito ang iniisip nila.
At saka may mga utang na ginawa
Yes.
sila, ang daming loans.
So sabi nga niya sabi ko, invite more of your friends to invest in the countryside para itong programa na gusto nating gawin sa gobyerno, yung balik probinsya. It's not like we're not just sending the LSI to their hometown. So we are not stressed by them anymore. Hindi na natin sila problemahin dahil habang nasa syudad sila, mas malaki ang ating problema sa kanila. Dahil we need to feed them. We need to take care of them.
Kaya namin sasalo din doon sa
Kailangan may
probinsya.
sumalo sa mga probinsya. Ngayon, kung hindi natin i-encourage, bigyan natin ng inspirasyon yung ating mga mamumuhunan, local successful businessmen. Ang dami dyan sa mga go-negosyo, yung mga grupong yan.
Yes.
Invest in the countryside and uplift the standards of living ng ating mga tao sa probinsya. And then, we will minimize migration, number one, from countryside to the city.
And to abroad, no?
Yes.
Diba, yung
Leaving the
mga
country. Wala na eh, hindi
OFWs
na pwede,
nawala
oo.
ng mga trabaho, umuwi ngayon. So, kailangan din nila ng mga opportunities.
We need to invest more on that will sustain our society in the future of our country for a longer period of time.
That means trees ha, hindi yung dadami ang mall sa probinsya.
Creating food forests,
We need
food
the
farming, ang tawag nila,
We
yung
need to
forage
plant.
farming, this concept na, alam nyo kasi pag inisip ng tao pagsasaka, naisip mo lang, ang hirap ng trabaho ng magsaka dahil palay yan tinatanim mo Pero there's other alternatives to agriculture. And this is something that we have to broaden our perspective and change our outlook. And that will have more impact in the lives of others in the countryside. And if you better the lives of others in the countryside, sa probinsya, marami pang space where people can start, a new lifestyle. Malinis ang hangin dyan, meron pang tubig, may space sa lupa. Pagdating sa space, marami pa, no?
Oo.
Ang Pilipinas, one thing that we have to understand, our country has been gifted with so many features. Kaya nga, we're promoting our country as a place for tourism,
Yes.
Maganda yung ating bansa. Tsaka every province, every island has its own potential. And if you learn to either rehabilitate, preserve what is the beauty of nature that's there, alam nyo, nature takes care of us. Nature provides for all of the most basic of things.
Nature.
Again, hangin, tubig, at pagkain. Without the natural elements there, if we don't take good care of what we have, then these very elements which sustains life in this world, di ba? The quality, if it starts to deteriorate, the quality of life in this world will be compromised.
Actually, in harmony lahat yun
Exactly.
When you're actually compassionate to people, compassionate towards mga living creatures, towards the planet, Mother Earth, ganon, everything is nicely connected.
Yes,
Everything is natural. Everything yields positive results. No?
There's harmony.
At saka
You live
meron
in harmony with
Yeah.
nature.
And
This
you
is
have
important.
foresight, di ba? Hindi ba
Oo.
dati sa mga indigenous peoples, pag meron batang pinanganak, magtatanim ng puno ang mga magulang. Hindi lang isa, minsan 10, marami. Kasi iniisip nila yung future.
Yes.
Para itong batang to, lalaki, may pagkain, merong magandang hangin, the trees give us the water. All of these things, no? So that's what we need to do today. Go
may
back to
batas.
that.
Kung kayo'y mag-aasawa, bago kayo makakuha ng marriage license,
Ay, kailangan magtanim.
You know, I'm not sure what they're planting,
Oo
but
nga,
where
ano
they're
pa kaya
planting, this is
itatanim?
something that we have to decide where it goes. Kasi
Paso!
hindi ba? So, there are many things that we can be doing, even if those, let's say, sometimes if you are an investor, you don't know. If I come to a province, hindi ko alam kung saan ko ilalagay yung aking investment. Alam nyo, minsan pwede yung, lumapit kayo sa sa mga communities, madaling malaman eh. Kasi,
Hindi ba there's this program where if you plant a tree, you measure it, and then as it grows, there's this company who's like gonna pay for
yeah, may mga
the
ganyan. May
growing
mga
of the
ganyan if you're
trees.
doing
Meron yung
reforestation
carbon
and
printing.
rehabilitation.
Meron din,
Yeah.
they pay you.
Yeah, they pay you.
They'll pay you
But
to take care of
ang
these
mainly
trees.
is when you adopt communities.
Oo.
Kasi kadalasan may limits yung ating local government unit kung anong maibibigay sa kanilang mga komunidad. Kadalasan very limited din yung scope, no? Kasi ibibigay lang mga traktor, fertilizer, yung ganyan, tsaka kaalaman. Pero minsan, maganda, yung mga mamumuhunan, makikita nila yung oportunidad na i-adapt niyo yung community, tulungan niyo yung community, go beyond what government is already giving. Kung ano yung pagkukulang, dun yung bigay. Kasi katulad ng healthcare, kadalasan
We really
may
need help.
pagkakulang sa mga probinsya. Tapos, siyempre yung quality of life nga, pag yung healthcare mo is weak, hindi ganun masyadong malakas yung suporta. Hindi, mahihirapan yung community to prosper. Alalahanin nyo, healthcare is so important because pag hindi nyo kapakanan, bigyan ng tamang wastong pag-alaga ang mga tao, mga bata habang lumalaki, siyempre ang kapakanan nila, yung future
Stunted
nila,
growth.
stunted growth. Maraming ano yan
Stunted learning.
Maraming mga aspekto of
Tsaka ngayon, di ba, like right now with the COVID, the communities who don't have very much, sila nga yung they're very much disadvantaged, di ba? Just like in the US, they're saying, kasi the blacks and the coloreds and all that, di ba, doon nagkakagulo because they don't have enough of
the minority groups.
yeah, they don't have enough healthcare, they don't have enough food and
Tulad sa
Or
bansa
Kasi
Bansa
kung
natin,
ano lang yung mga if we have businessmen who are not so much just into profiting, making a lot of money,
Yeah.
but actually helping more
Yes.
compassionate businesses that are more into helping people. And if you're a businessman, just earn enough to also, sustain yourself and your family,
Yes.
but not just rake up all the money, put it in the bank, and just hoard it for yourself, but to use it to actually improve the life of people.
Yes. When you improve, you put your investments in the right places. For example, you plant trees. That will bear so much in the future. It will impact, so much impact to it.
sobrang laking return of investment.
You-
Way more than you
Yes,
ever imagined.
Yes.
And then, you know what? Anybody who engages in this activity, because it is in conjunction to working with nature, care for nature, care for the earth, care for the people, care for all the living entities, give them the chance to survive and live, protect their habitat. Yung ocean natin, ganyan yan. Ito ang isa sa pinaka-importanting resource ng ating bansa. Minsan, ang tingin natin sa karagatan, nandyan lang yung isda na pagkain Ngunit yung karagatan na pinapalibutan yung ating bansa, ay kung hindi yung oxygen na 60% na ating hinihinga comes from the ocean.
Hindi lang galing puno.
Hindi,
Yeah,
40% lang yan
Oo.
Imagine that.
So, kita nyo yung mga ganyan na aspekto. Tapos, yung ocean din, yan ang nagko-control ng climate.
It balances
It balances
heat and
the heat and the cold. Yan. Kaya sa kaalaman ng pag-aalaga ng ating kalikasan, ito ay mga importanteng systems na pinangangalagaan. Yung karagatan at kalupaan, yung kabundukan, yung mga rich forests. So, kung tayo, we're looking for places to invest. Dito tayo mamumuhunan. Balik tayo doon. And then, your compassion will go a long way into the future. Anybody who plants a tree today,
Compassionate
you may
talaga.
not see you may not see the immediate impact of the tree today. But anybody who plants trees today is looking into the future of humanity.
It's
You're
really
helping
selfless
for
act.
generations.
It's a selfless
Yes.
act talaga. You become mindful
It's
of your
actually
activity.
considered a pious activity,
Yes.
di ba? Because it's not for yourself. You're doing it for
Humanitarian
others.
activity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually,
it's
yung
real humanitarian.
planting trees digging wells, providing water for people.
Yes,
These
oo.
are acts of humanitarianism to benefit.
And then we can help our
Others.
people
So
now.
many.
Okay, the
Oo.
next pandemic, if we're living in the countryside, we're able to match. Tingnan nyo, you
We can
compare.
manage better.
Nasaan ba yung problema
Oo.
ng pandemya? Nasa NCR eh. Nandun eh.
Cities.
Kaya ang
Pagdating
hirap kasi walang food doon. You have to feed everybody.
Napakarami ng tao.
Mm.
It's not practical
Hindi na
anymore.
siya conducive to good living.
And if we can even encourage our government, instead of just investing on roads, invest in making it so that the countryside, quality of life in the countryside is given a priority. Alam nyo, magtanim lang, magtanim. Back to basics. Basta meron kang pagkain, malinis na hangin at may tubig ka. At you can easily resolve the issues of what life demands.
Kasi marami na ring nasira. Kumbaga,
Yes.
we're not just going to start na maganda ngayon na no, we have to rehabilitate
Yes.
everything that has been
a
destroyed
lot of
for so
work.
many years, hindi ba? So, there's a lot of work and sana more people can help. Just like isasabi natin bayanihan, you know.
Nature ng Pilipino yan. Yung
Yeah,
bayanihan,
oo, this is our
matutulungan
next,
tayo.
oo.
This can be another level
Yes.
of helping others, helping the planet is, work with the environment.
Yes,
you know,
maybe in that
caring
way
for the
we
environment.
can stop having another pandemic from happening.
These
Who
are
knows,
values
diba,
that
how far
was
we can
very
go.
inherent during the earlier days when people were just living a lot simpler. Yung simplicity kasi
We can talk about that more next
in the next
time.
time, kasi
Oo.
with the simplicity aspect, then as human beings, we can go into more important purpose of why we do exist.
Yeah.
Kasi if we're just struggling, kadalasan kasi nature already, we don't realize that nature has provided everything we need.
Yes.
I mean, with the human form of the type of brain that human beings have, naku, ang lawak ng ating pwedeng maging share at kaalaman eh. May lalim kasi yan eh. Ngayon, kapag hindi natin tinanaw lang natin yung mga basic na kinakailangan natin at hindi natin tinitinan yung lalim sa buhay ng tao. Every person, may lalim tayo eh. Di ba? And kung nalululungtang tayo, our activities in our daily life is trying to supply the food needs, the water needs, the air needs, the shelter needs. Makikita nyo, meron pa rin talagang pagkukulang. Man cannot live on bread alone.
No.
Meron pa tayong internal needs natin. See, if the basics are provided properly and people learn to live their lives, right? Appreciate having this thankfulness and appreciation of what has been given us, then we don't have to fear so much.
Yes.
Diba? We have peace and tranquility. Kasi alam nyo, sa syudad, Manila was already a hard place to live in before the pandemic. The pandemic, kumbaga, the suffering and the hardships were magnified 10 times. So what's the point of us staying there? Why not redirect our direction? Kumbaga, the new normal, or better yet, the true normal. Diba? We don't just care and look at our dualities sa buhay. Ngunit nakikita lang natin, siya mayaman, siya mahirap. Siya babae, siya lalaki. No. We look at it in a totally different perspective. If a person has that time to cultivate himself internally also, not just being worried about the day-to-day survival, and then we would have a better place to live. And people will be more cooperative and respectful with one another.
Actually, meron din of course, government is tasked, sila yung dapat may main function to make it so that people have their life, mga businesses,
Basic
mga
needs nila, they're
needs,
able to economic development,
basic healthcare. But when it fails to do that, the
We have to
citizens
step
have
in.
to take charge also, have to do our
Tulungan
work.
tayo.
Just like with this pandemic, yung mga hindi nagagawa ng ng gobyerno,
Oo.
other people are doing,
Yes.
providing the face shields, providing the masks.
Volunteerism is very good to
volunteerism,
volunteer.
diba?
Kasi during times like this, talagang we need to be together, cooperate, and we have one goal
Oo.
on this. Now, at the same time, there's also a deeper, bigger picture. We just don't want to address the given crisis. Kasi there's such thing as realigning everything just so that
Hindi
you are
maulit.
resilient to this
Oo.
type of crisis. Now, when you live in an urban center, it is not sustainable. The fact that you can find, ito nga may sa ancient traditional medicine, meron silang kasabihan na when energy is not flowing effectively and efficiently in a person's
Stagnation.
body, there's stagnation, and then it
Causes
will bring
pain.
about
It
poor
causes
health.
pain, oo.
So sa ating bansa, nakikita na natin in the last 20 years, yung traffic na lang is a sign of stagnation.
Ay,
That's
naku,
so
talaga.
Such a
Grabe.
big sign.
It's
Obviously,
a big
sign
sign of
na yun,
stagnation that the economy will not grow in this condition.
And yet, how Filipinos are so, sige na lang, mag-intay na lang tayong
Maghintay na
gumalaw
lang
sa
tayo,
We
baka
need
may
to do
mas
something.
magkakaroon ng
Kahit
bagong
estero
lunas.
natin, di ba, they're all bara-bara with basura.
Oo, kaya tingnan nyo, pag nagkaroon ng stagnation, sinasabi na we're losing 5 billion pesos a day.
My God.
Can you imagine that? And that 5 billion you invested in a countryside development program,
Oo nga.
Oh, that's gonna go a long way.
it will go so long.
Yeah.
And then alam niyo yung ating minsan yung mga heroes natin na nagtatrabaho overseas.
Yeah.
Sila isa sa mga hindi natin nabibigyan ng pansin, at least yung ating gobyerno ngayon, are doing something to those who are coming home.
Yes.
Kasi that's showing appreciation for the efforts that they have given.
Pero there's this one young woman that she's now trying to help entrepreneurs, so that because her mother's an OFW and she said she doesn't want her mom to keep working abroad. Sabi niya, she's gonna help make it so that her mom and other overseas workers can actually have their own businesses here.
Great.
Right.
Oo.
Ito rin yung objective ng Go Negosyo.
Yes.
Yan ang
Tulong-tulong.
layunan yan. Para huwag na tayo magpadala ng mga tao sa
Kasi
ibang
may
bansa.
social
May social component.
impact
yan.
yun di ba? Pag may OFWs,
Very big
di ba, nakaka-problema.
Siyempre, intindihin nyo to. One of the most very important unit that has to be preserved all the time. First, it starts with the individual, with wisdom. Then family, then community, then country. Alam nyo, just raising children, you need a community to raise children. You cannot just be doing it on your own. Ang daming components yun eh. The values of being together is being taught in a family unit. Pag nagsama-sama yan, malaking bagay yan. Malaking contribution sa kapakanan ng hindi lang ng pamilya at ng pangsarili, ngunit para sa lahat. Kaya sa ating mga tagapakinig, again, don't be, we have our hotlines, you can be asking questions. And if we cannot entertain and answer your questions now, we can answer it next time in our next episode.
Yes.
But we hope that we have contributed to you and, again, bigyan natin ng pasasalamat ang lahat ng ating mga nagvo-volunteer at saka yung mga frontliner natin
Everyone
from
helping.
the medical to the
Yung
to
mga
the security, the NGOs, the
workers,
government,
oo.
let's say, ang laki rin
Military.
talaga. No matter what, everybody's
Police.
contributing for the betterment of this.
Yeah.
So para tayo ma-overcome natin itong influensya na to o yung pandemya.
Yeah. Remember, we can all help in every way, whether big or small. Just like there was a Mang Tatoho who was giving away his taho,
Yes.
to help others.
Oo, alam niyo, it doesn't take, wag natin isipin na we have to have something to be able to share. No. Simple gestures will go a long way. So, tandaan natin,
Thank you very much.
maraming
Thank you,
salamat.
everybody.
Lagi
Everyone who's
nagpapasalamat sa
helping.
ating
Thank
mga
you very
biyaya
much.
sa buhay. No. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mga angkor, kayo na.
Wow.
Okay. Thank
That
you
was
so
such an
much.
inspiring
Story
segment.
Joy.
Hi, Tito Toby, Tita Marisa, Tito Socorro. Thank you for
Hello,
sharing.
guys.
Thank you for sharing all of these important points on how to express compassion, both on the emotional, spiritual levels, as well as the practical levels. No, but if there's there were so many tips given in your segment, and I'm sure any of our listeners can pick up one or two, hopefully more, tips that they can apply in their daily lives. Ngayon, I'd like to greet the listeners lang at this point who have been tuned in since this morning pa. Miss Vi Viray says good morning, hello. El Velasco has a personal thank you message to Ivy Villamor of Greenery. Thank you. J Resurrection, it's you, Arnold Donka, Jiva Jimenez, Lakshmi Maluya. Dire-diretso na lang. Thank you for tuning in. Rene Araneta is listening from Cebu. Thank you for tuning in. Harry Capulong says good morning. Hello, good morning. If there's a baseline, no? If there's a baseline that I picked up from your super informative segment, I think it would be the phrase "go beyond yourself." I think that's the essence of compassion. Go beyond yourself. Do what little you can, or what big things you can, to help your fellow Filipinos, or wherever you are, your fellow human beings, as well as the animals. You can help them also. And as Tito Toby said earlier, plant a tree. And
Yes.
on that note, I think it'd be a good time to take a break before introducing our next segment, the good food. For our listeners and viewers, don't tune out. See you in a bit.
Pangkalusugan, pangkalikasan, Gopalakas.
Magbabalik ang Gopalakas! Gopalakas! Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide. Para enjoy ang pakikinig sa V81 Radio kahit saan, we are now on your Amazon Echo devices. Just say, Alexa, play V81 Radio at i-enjoy ang inyong mga paboritong Pinoy music 24/7. Sabihin lang, Alexa, play V81 Radio. Connected ka na ba para laging updated sa mga bagong shows, promos, trending news, viral videos, events, o patok na OPM hits? Just follow us on Facebook. Simple lang. I-type lang ang letter V81 Radio. O, di ba madali lang? Kaya i-like at i-follow na. Balikan na natin ang Gopalakas! Gopalakas! Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide.
Maraming salamat ulit sa inyong lahat. Ayan, welcome back sa ating show. Napakarami po nating natututunan sa ating mga segment host mula kila Tito Toby, Tita Marisa, and kay Tita Socorro. So, dahil nandito na po tayo sa ating ikatlong segment, ayan, ang inaabangan ng karamihan ay ating mga inihahanda mula sa Good Food segment, no? I'm sure na magugustuhan niyo itong segment na to dahil marami kayong makukuha tips dito. So, wag na natin patagalin ang presentasyon sa atin nila Ate Chris and ni Ma'am Nimay. Ayan, so i-play na natin ang kanilang video.
A healthy community starts at home. As mothers ourselves, we know that food nurtures and heals the body. Here on The Good Food, our focus is simple: to inspire you to eat and live healthier.
Hi everyone, welcome back to The Good Food. I'm Chris.
And I'm Nimai. There is no doubt that plant-based diet has become more mainstream over the decade. Pero ano nga ba ang plant-based diet? A plant-based diet consists primarily of vegetables, grains, nuts, seeds, legumes, and fruits. A plant-based diet is a compassionate diet that is rooted in respect for all God's creation, including the animals. Studies have shown that a plant-based diet prevents and reverses chronic diseases and conditions such as hypertension, heart disease, stroke, diabetes, obesity, and cancer. Although most diseases are largely lifestyle related, they can be prevented and reversed by a plant-based diet. Due to the state of our health and environment, more and more people are shifting to a plant-based diet. This shift has brought a rise to meat alternatives in the market, thus making it easier for anyone to transition to a plant-based diet. The most common and versatile meat alternative is tofu. It is one of the basic sources of nutrition in Asia for centuries. What's nice about working with tofu is that it easily absorbs aromas from spices and marinades. There are different kinds of tofu, but the most commonly used for grilling, frying, and baking is firm tofu. You can buy tofu in almost all supermarkets and can be found in your local market. Tofu is also available in Korean stores. If you can't find any, you can order from your local taho vendor. Tofu balls are easy to make and can be used in different dishes. Here's what you need. Place your tofu in a bowl. Mash with a fork until it resembles crumb size. Add in your squash, finely chopped leeks and onions, grated carrots, pressed garlic, flour, soy sauce, and salt. Mix well. Form into balls and fry in a medium heat oil. Serve on pasta. This can also be served in sweet and sour sauce. You can turn this into patties for a scrumptious plant-based burger. This is perfect for a weekend meal or a family gathering to encourage everyone to eat more healthy. Now Chris will show you how to make a favorite party dish.
Up your grilling game with the smoky tofu vegetable kebabs. Here's what you need. Start by soaking the barbecue sticks in water. This is to prevent it from burning. Wrap the tofu in paper towel and lightly press it to remove the excess water. Slice the tofu in 1-inch cubes and marinate it with some barbecue sauce for about 30 minutes. Remove the tofu and save the marinade. Slice your vegetables and arrange them on a platter. Assemble the skewers, alternating between tofu and vegetables. Get your grill going and brush the grate with oil. Place the kebabs on the grill and grill for about 15 minutes, turning and brushing the sauce every few minutes. It's done when both sides have firmed up and have nice grill marks. Feel free to customize these kebabs to your liking. Here are some myths that have been debunked. 1. There is no protein. Protein is found in a wide range of plant foods. Sources include tofu, beans, nuts, seeds, whole grains, and vegetables. 2. It is too expensive. It is only expensive if you choose to buy pre-packaged food and shop in fancy health food stores. If you purchase local and seasonal fruits and vegetables from your local market and cook your own meals, then I guarantee you'll save a lot of money. 3. It is vitamin deficient. Plants are the most nutrient-dense foods we can eat. Iron and calcium can be found in most plants. To help facilitate the absorption of iron, include a good source of vitamin C. Also, avoid tea, coffee, and soft drinks as it prevents the iron from being absorbed efficiently. And lastly, it's boring and tasteless. Any dish can be boring if you eat it over and over again. Don't get stuck in the same food cycle every week. Learn new dishes and flavor with spices. If you're interested in switching to a plant-based lifestyle, here's a few advice to help you transition. Stock up on plant-based essentials such as dried beans, mushrooms, nuts, seeds, and spices. Slowly eliminate meat by dedicating a day or two to go meatless. If you have a favorite dish, you can easily recreate this sans the meat. There are a ton of recipes and videos online that you can try. Check out some of our personal recommendations of places where you can avail plant-based products to help you jumpstart in this journey.
I hope you learned and enjoyed today's episode.
We hope that you may prepare these dishes for your family. See you next week.
See
Bye.
you next week.
Food. Salamat. Salamat po sa ating mga kaibigan mula sa Good Food, and thank you for sharing that wonderful recipes, no, and tips. Ayan, may mga recommendations. Ayan, si Atty. Jai. Atty. Jai, welcome back. Ano pong masasabi mo sa ating
Gutom na
segment
naman ako.
ngayong umaga?
The preparation is very simple, no? Relatively simple, and all the ingredients were readily accessible. So I think sa mga nagsasabi na plant-based diet is para lang sa mga may kaya or mga masipag talaga maghanap ng pagkain, that's actually a fallacy, no? It's very accessible, it's very practical. At sa dulo ng segment na yun, pinakita pa nga where you can eat out or where you can order from. Compared to when I was still in, grade school or even college, na wala masyadong mabilan talaga. Ngayon, especially with the delivery services, it's so doable talaga. It's such a doable lifestyle to adopt. Yun ang masasabi ko, Gaur. Are you still there, Gaur?
Yeah, I'm here. Medyo na-delay lang tayo sa internet kaya ganun. Pero
Sure,
nakikinig ako sa'yo. Yan. So anyways, nakapagkwento ka na ba? Naghang kasi ako eh. So, I guess marami ka na nakwento. Marami ka na nakwento, right? Pasensya na sa internet natin, ganyan talaga ang technology, imperfect, ganyan dito sa mundo. Pero okay lang yan, tuloy-tuloy pa rin tayo. So ako naman, kwento ko lang, ako actually, paborito ko yung tofu na yun eh. Lalo na actually, nung shinare nila yung tofu balls, saka yung kebabs. Nako, sabi ko, saktong-sakto. Actually, nung kanina pinapanood, parang sabi ko, gusto kong magluto pagkatapos. Kaya lang wala tayong ingredients yan as of now. Pero back to basics tayo ngayon. Nandito tayo, marami tayong mga gulay-gulay sa paligid. And so, dun sa mga ating viewers and listeners, I would like to encourage you to, na minsan subukan natin, itry ang mga, at marami pa kayong, pwede kayong mag-explore, gaya nga ng sabi nila, Ate Chris, pwede kayong mag-explore sa mga ingredients ng tofu. Maraming pwedeng gawin dyan, and syempre, ibinahagi nila yung mga ilang stores or restaurants na pwede nating kainan. And I believe, hindi man sila bukas ngayon for dine-in, nagdi-deliver din sila. Yes. Tama ba, Atty. Jai?
Tama.
Lalo na yung Cosmic, kaibigan ni Atty. Jai yan, kaibigan natin.
Suki ako dyan.
Yung Greenery yan, kanina na witness natin kung paano sila kumilos ngayong pandemic.
Yes.
So, if you want to donate, ayan, or if you want to help them reach out more people sa kanilang ginagawa, you can simply contact us or contact them directly sa Sif Care or sa Greenery Kitchen. So, any further announcement, Atty. Jai?
Wala na.
Okay.
I think I was just going to share a personal practice, no? Ngayon na especially nagkamahala na ang delivery charges.
Yes.
Whenever you
Totoo
order,
yan.
you can order for maybe 2 to 3 meals, freeze the rest, and then reheat na lang. Be careful na lang, or be mindful of your reheating process to avoid, salmonella and all of the other causes of digestive problems, no? Pero yun yung strategy ko. So share ko lang sa mga viewers. You can do that too.
Yeah. So I think we need to proceed na to our break muna, then we'll have the music meditation, right? So maraming salamat sa ating mga viewers and listeners na hanggang ngayon sumusubaybay sa amin. So maraming salamat sa inyo, and we will be back in a bit. So let's have a break. Thank you very much.
Pangkalusugan, pangkalikasan, Gopalakas. Haribo ni Tagore, Haribo. Haribo ni Tagore, Haribo.
Connected ka na ba para laging updated sa mga bagong shows, promos, trending news, viral videos, events, o patok na OPM hits? Just follow us on Facebook. Simple lang. I-type lang ang letter V81 Radio. O, di ba madali lang? Kaya i-like at i-follow na. Balikan na natin ang Gopalakas! Gopalakas! Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide.
To all of our viewers who are still with us, thank you for keeping with the show for almost 2 hours. We're already on our last segment. And as always, we have our guest from Music Meditation PH, Manu Gonzalez, to lead us through music meditation. Now, I'm sure a lot of our returning viewers and listeners and our top fans would know this already. But for the sake of our new listeners, healing sound meditation is a practice where we utilize mantras and music to help soothe and calm the soul. To sort of discuss a little bit more and go to the music meditation proper, I'd like to welcome on screen Mr. Manu Gonzalez. Manu, are you there? Manu? Wala pa ata si Manu. So habang inaantay natin si Manu, I'd like to oh, sorry, he's not coming on live today, but he prepared material for us. Anyway, Tech, we can proceed with that.
Humanap ng isang tahimik na lugar kung saan hindi madidistorbo ng ilang minuto. Maaaring umupo o humiga at hayaang mag-relax ang buong katawan. Unti-unting dalhin ng atensyon sa paghinga. Sabay sa pag-exhale ang pag-release ng tensyon sa buong katawan. Dahan-dahan nating ilayo ang isipan sa mga stress at anxiety at dalhin natin ito sa pag-practice ng soothing Gauranga breathing meditation. Sa bawat inhale, ating i-focus at i-relax ang ating isipan sa healing sound na Gauranga. At sa bawat exhale, ating sabihin ng malumanay ang Gauranga. Mararamdaman natin ng vibration sa ating dibdib na makakatulong mag-relax sa ating nervous system. Hayaan ng napakagandang healing sound na ito na dumaloy sa ating isipan at hayaang manatili sa ating mga puso. Maaari nating idagdag ang meditation practice na ito sa ating araw-araw na buhay. Ang pagkakaroon ng regular meditation practice with healing sounds ay makakatulong sa ating mag-develop ng calm at peaceful state of mind. Salubungin at tapusin natin ang bawat araw sa pag-practice ng calming, heartfelt Gauranga meditation. Ang susunod na paraan ay ang group music meditation. Maaaring gawin kasama ang ating mga kaibigan at pamilya. Samahan niyo kami ni Manu at ang aming mga kaibigan sa group music meditation ngayong umaga.
Haribo.
Thank you for joining us. See you again next Saturday.
Ano masasabi mo doon, Atty. Jai?
Solid. Parang kilala ko yung nasa bottom left.
Ako hindi.
Pero parang mas mabigat ng konti sa kakilala ko. Parang hindi ganun yung natandaan ko.
Dahil lockdown ngayon. Alam mo na yan.
Pero solid yung ang ganda ng track. Nakaka-relax talaga. Chill na chill. Hopefully magawa na natin yung Spotify natin, no? So our listeners and viewers can just, go through the playlist of music meditation.
Yes.
And they can just jam or chill to the tunes that are there. Sana. Hopefully.
Isa yan sa mga abangan ng mga listeners and viewers natin.
Yes.
We're working on it. So, grabe yung music meditation simply by listening to it, no? Biruin mo yung mood natin dalawa,
Tuwang-tuwa agad, no?
Parang mas...
Naputol na naman yata si Gaur.
Ha?
Naputol ka ng konti.
Oo, naputol ako ng konti. Ganyan talaga. Imperfect nga yung technology natin. So anyway, we would like to thank Sir Manu for doing this regularly. Regularly, tama ba?
Yes.
Every week, meron din silang live stream sa kanilang page sa Music Meditation PH, Music Med PH, and syempre dito every Saturday. And so thank you very much to Sir Manu for contributing the materials every Saturday na i-present natin sa mga listeners and viewers natin. So, may shoutout ka ba, Atty. Jai?
Yes, last shoutouts to our listeners and supporters of the show, Ms. Joanna Isabel, Kuya Vic Abay, Marlon Landicho, thank you for listening. The Sancos of California, thank you for listening and supporting the show. Tita Rosan, Tito Joy, Tito Rosalind, Alex, Nico, Renzo of Antipolo, thank you for supporting the show. And finally, Marie, Paul, and Izzy from Virginia, thank you.
Yun, maraming salamat. Maraming salamat sa ating mga viewers and listeners na patuloy na nakikinig every Saturday. So, abangan po ninyo ang ating show every Saturday. Ayan, 10 a.m. yan. Maraming salamat po sa lahat na sumusuporta.
Yes.
At unfortunately, kailangan na natin magpaalam dahil oras na natin. Pero wag po kayong mag-alala. We will keep you updated sa ating Facebook page, and we're having a YouTube channel na rin. No? Meron din tayong Instagram. And so, please follow us on our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I hope Twitter din yata meron na rin. I'm not sure yet. So anyway, we would like to thank everyone. So I hope to see you every Saturday next week ulit, no? Atty. Jai. So
Next
thank you very
Saturday,
much.
Same time.
Yeah. Thank you
And
very much.
remember, yung last words for this episode in line with the theme is compassion.
Yes, compassion.
So go beyond yourself.
Yun.
That's it for us.
Thank you very much. Gopalakas.
Kalusugan, pangkalikasan, Gopalakas.
Pangkalusugan at pangkalikasan, samahan si Atty. Jai at DJ Gaur sa pagpapaunlad ng kalusugan sa katawan, isipan at espiritual. Go Palakas! Go Palakas! Pangkalusugan at pangkalikasan tuwing Sabado, 10 a.m. Philippine Time. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, the future of radio. This is your all-hits, all-Pinoy internet radio station. This is V81 Radio Worldwide.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino. Basta all hits, all Pinoy, panalo. Merong kwentong iyakan at tawanan. Kahit nasaan ka man, ito'y